Alright, we're back. Are you also here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so I'll do the same thing to you that I like to do before, which is leave you to read instructions while I'll take a quick break and grab some water.
Oh, sure. We have Kaban spawning as the red kilt on the bottom right side, and we have OptimalACorn as the blue Egyptians in the bottom left side of Treasure Island, this time spawning with the Tundra terrain set that's exclusive to Project Celeste. You can see these really nice snowy, like brown dirt textures, and the watercolor is all different, but it's still the same map. This is one of the strengths of Age of Empires Online, at keeping every map looking new and fresh every time you play it, is that every map can spawn, or rather generate from a different set of terrain sets that are defined elsewhere. So in previous Age of Empires games, or at least until Age of Mythology, each map had its own terrain set. But in Age of Empires Online, you can have multiple terrain sets for each map that you make. So Kaban is going for a hunt, from what I can see on the minimap, and I think he's going for a Beorix too, but I'm not sure. Oh, wow, it's back. Nice. There's the super fast Beorix by Optimal already. That's interesting.
I'm back. I just resigned to prevent the lag a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, Optimal is from Pakistan, so there's quite the distance between us. I'm not sure where Kaban is from actually.
I think he's from Brazil, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, so we're all.
That's like, yeah, super far away from each other.
So let's hope that latency during this match is not that poor. Right, so here we see it again. The thing we never see before, the Egypt player.
Yeah. In Tundra, Egyptian Spear Rush Celts. If that makes sense.
Is this the Tundra map set?
It is the Tundra terrain set, yeah. I was explaining to the viewers before you came back. So even though it's Treasure Island, it's looking completely new and different thanks to the terrain set. And now if Optimal doesn't pay attention to his scout, it's gonna take so much damage from those Celt Spearmen. Okay, thank God. I was worried that he's gonna lose the scout to the Spearman, but even though he has mummy bandages on his scout, it's not gonna heal his scout on when he's playing champion mode, because in champion mode gear is only for visuals and they don't help your units in any way. So for new viewers, levels and gear do not matter when you play in PvP mode, and it's all coming down to your skill and your own mechanics, rather than having some sort of pay-to-win situation where you have better gear than your opponent.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Actually, Far was pointing out that Kaban is actually from France.
Oh, okay.
So that's close to me. I'm from the Netherlands. Right, so Optimal aging up, Kaban aging up as well. Looks like Optimal will be up a bit earlier. Going for stone. No stone for Kaban yet. No dock from either player. With lots of spearmen instead. Killing the storehouse. Let's see. Optimal already moved back to the berries.
Yeah, that's not really sure what to think of spear rushing a Celt, especially with Egypt.
Yeah, and there's 8 spearmen moving in, and there's only 5 to defend. Could pull the priestess to heal, but Kaban is going straight for the woodline. Snaring a few of the spearmen and moving the other spearmen into the woodline, very nice. Of course, scouting that Optimal is going for a fast town center. Look at this, he's actually made a dock. He's not going for stone himself, just scouting the water. He's actually building a swan ship. Maybe after he sees that there is no dock from Optimal, he will cancel it.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna take enough map control to build a dock anytime soon. this one ship out in a few seconds.
Yeah, he's going for it. But this does mean that it's going to be very hard for Optimal to get back into the water. It's a big investment.
Yeah.
And Optimal is already getting his second town center. He already has the 300 stone.
No stone from Kaban just yet, but I think that's fine. If he maybe makes a second dock and gets a lot of fishing boats, he can more than happily, yeah, exactly what he's doing. Getting more docks for more fishing boats, so he's gonna be good on food for a long time, and he's not gonna lose water because that swan ship is gonna be patrolling the shoreline for a good amount of time now, and there's no dock coming up for Optimal anytime yet.
Yeah, Optimal also, his scout got hit by the swan ship, so he knows that there's already a swan ship in the T. I don't think he will be trying to build a dock anytime soon. I would like to see some fishing boats being made from Kaban though. He has a lot of wood. There we go. So that should be a big boost to his economy, but I do think he should go for a town center pretty quick. Even though if you've won the water, being able to have double villager production is just so good. And I think it's also pretty safe for him at this point. He has a equally sized army.
Yeah, there's the double fishing boats I was talking about though. So even though Kaban is not having a second TC, he is pumping out 2 fishing boats at a time. So that's like making 3 or 4 villagers at the same time. And I'm really surprised by the decision of Optimal to make it a stable out of all buildings. Is he gonna skip H2 and go for fast H3 maybe? Because I don't really see camels being an option against Kelts in H2 in any way.
Well, we've seen how much Optimal likes his camels. I mean, if you outrun the spearman, you can never get hit, right?
Yeah, right.
So meanwhile, 2 barracks, 2 archery ranges for Kaban. Lots of military production, but he is also getting stone now. So 4 villages.
Yeah.
But his town center will be a lot later.
Let's check the villager counts then.
It's 28 for Kaban against the 31 for Optimal.
Okay, but those fishing boats are better like per pop than those villagers are, especially now because of the way Kaban placed his docks. Those fishing boats have almost no travel distance when they drop off, so that 1.6 gathering rate is really paying off for them right now. But let's see.
It looks like Kaban is pushing in, but the army sizes are quite equal. Only that there's 11 X-Men and there's 8 spearmen to deal with only a few camels, so I think Optimal has the better army here.
Does he?
Not sure, he has a lot, actually 9 longswordsmen, that's a lot of longswordsmen.
Yeah, longswordsmen are a lot better 1-for-1 compared to X-Men here. Actually,
very equal fight here.
Yeah, but those camels are... Yeah, I don't know how what I think about those camels, to be honest. He's gonna lose this these berries, yeah, but he already recognizes that he's not gonna be safe here, so he abandons the berries. And there's a second TC by Kaban. Pretty ballsy spot. And I think he's in the pretty good lead in this game right now.
Yeah, I agree. If the camels were just X-Men, then that fight would have gone very differently, I feel.
Yeah. Maybe add a couple of priestesses of Ratu, but in his defense, there are no druids for Kaban either, so I guess that cancels out. But
yeah, let's see if he's making a sacred.
Oh no, those villagers! Look back! There's a lot of villagers moving out. Okay, he missed them, but I was worried for a moment. There's like, I don't know, 10 villagers, 13 villagers. And they would have gotten slaughtered. And let's see if Kaban focuses these farms. People need to kill farms more often.
Yeah, they only have 375 HP. Yeah, and your units don't automatically target them, so it doesn't really occur to you.
But it's really good, like if you think about it. A house has what, 500 health or 750?
500?
750?
500.
Oh, okay. Well, still,
oh,
it's
sorry,
less
I'm sorry.
than a
I was
house.
looking at a storehouse.
Yeah, it was like, come on. Yeah, so it's like half the HP of a house and twice the cost. So, like, if you can snipe enemies' farms, it's actually really good, especially if your opponent is going for a food-heavy composition, which Optimal is going for right now. Axemen and camels and villagers.
Yeah, Kaban actually pulling ahead in the villager count. He's getting net lures. So you get 5.
Very good.
5 fishing boats, very nice. Constant villager production from 2 town centers as well. There are the first druids.
Yeah. I think now he is starting to gear up for an actual fight. He's adding in druids, which will slow down his army, but they will significantly improve his fighting capabilities.
Optimal currently has 28 villagers on foot, so he's can afford a lot of units, but also has 9 farms already.
Soldier farms too. Like, some of those farms are... Look at that one at the top of the house, so far away. Soldier should be proud of these farms if he sees them. But yeah, these camels, man. 7 camels. Not really sure what he's trying to achieve with them. Maybe he just wants to run around the map and be annoying with them?
No, I think the same thing he did the last 2 games, just raid everywhere and pull your opponent apart.
There's a difference in doing that to Celts and doing that to other civs. Celts don't care about camels, not on H2.
Yeah, and especially now, since Kaban got Spearman champion, so these Spearmen now have a 4.4 multiplier. Oh, all these villagers are dying.
Oh man, he doesn't want to lose these villagers. He's already in economy, and losing any villager is even worse for him. But now look at those camels. If Kaban pays attention and just right clicks those camels with a spearman, they're just gonna melt instantly. And now Optimal is not paying attention to his camels. He's gonna lose them. Pay attention. It's really important not to just, you know, drip out your units one by one. I mean, the word escapes me right now.
Bleed
like
out?
Trickle out units. No, trickle out units. Yeah, trickle out units.
Right.
And just send them to the meat grinder, which is exactly what happened to those camels. But
yeah, and all of a sudden, Kaban had 30 population. He also killed a few villagers here, so it's got both the economic and the army advantage.
I have to say, Kaban is playing really well. Like, seeing the previous 2 matches, Zertan against Kaban and then Optimal against Warlock, I did not expect this match to turn out the way it did. Really well played by Kaban so far, capitalizing on the fact that Optimal is making so many camels. He has like 10 camels in Q2. I mean, right now, if you look, in one of the stables, he has 10 camels.
That's a lot of resources.
So many camels.
I think Optimal needs some more production.
For sure. And more camels. I mean, more X-Men, sorry.
And the Spearman champion have the bonus damage against buildings, so they will take down his barracks really quick. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
So it would be a good idea, since Optimal doesn't have much production. Every production building that you kill is very significant.
Yeah. And those druids at the back need to come and join the army, actually. They're chilling out, enjoying the snow, the berries.
Very nice, a Priestess of Ras coming in to heal. Oh, and actually, all these druids. Hello?
I'm here. Did my voice get cut?
Yeah. There were some very weird sounds for a bit.
I expected that. Yeah, sorry about that.
What happened?
I don't know, it just might be my connection.
Okay, so far it seems to be going okay.
Yeah, so far.
But not for Optimal.
Because, yeah, that's true.
He just lost his barracks. Let's see, did he build some more production? He has 2 barracks. He's building another stables now. Yeah, I agree on
what is happening? Yeah, I don't get it.
This is what he wants. He wants to raid. Lots of villagers here.
Yeah, but he's losing his base. Like, okay, you get some villagers, but look at your own base, man. How are you gonna deal with all that? The druids are doing God's work, literally healing.
There's only 1 druid left.
Yeah, is he gonna snipe it with his TC? He definitely can. Oh man, he's even making another stable, isn't he? A third. That's
No.
the third.
Oh, actually, you're right.
That's the third. That's the third stable. Oh my god. Optimal is completely determined in making camels work in Egypt versus Celt H2. But for some reason the game isn't over yet. However, Kaban is in a really good spot right now. Really good
I
spot.
think it's not that bad. I mean, Kaban, he's only had by a few villagers. He did get H2 now, H3. But overall, I think, I mean, there's always the champion transition that's really tough for Kel to deal with. So we're getting to the point where H3 becomes easier and easier to afford. So once Optimal can get to H3 and upgrade his X-Men.
I think Optimal is confusing his armory for a storehouse because of the roof. If you looked at the roof of the storehouse and the armory, they're similar because there's no way he would have not placed the storehouse next to those farms. And yeah, and one thing Kaban can do to help Optimal here a bit would be to make some horsemen, so at least those camels get some value now that he's in H3. Because there's so many camels in the army of Optimal, and that's literally the only unit he's making right now. No, oh my god, 28 farms. Even more, he has at least 30 farms. Holy crap. Yeah, now he's trying to raid with those camels, and really all Kaban needs to do is leave 5 spearmen there. 5 champion spearmen, and those camels are gonna get evaporated.
It's taking a lot of Kaban's attention to deal with these raids.
True.
So now it's moving away to this other. He's trying to kill the Sacred Grove. The entire army of Kaban almost is chasing. And meanwhile, Optimal is moving in on the other side.
Oh, look at that! Like that's 15 idle villagers for Kaban right now next to his TC. There's a bunch of them, 14. So I wasn't too wrong there. But
you're getting better at this.
Yeah, I mean, if you would see the resolution at which I'm co-casting this game, the fact that I could differentiate between those villagers and a house, you would be impressed.
And trying to move the camera as much as possible as well, so you get a blurry view.
Super pixelated. Yeah, so pixelated.
Right, so both players are maxed now. 73 villagers against the 77, so army size is quite equal. Kaban does have some H3 units. He has only 5 bowmen, and he has the longswordsman champion. But look at the bank of Kaban. He could go H4 if he wants to.
He could, yeah. Maybe he could get Carpentomes so that champion camels get some more value there.
Looks like Optimal also got to H3 now. He's actually going for a counter raid. He's queuing up champion X-Men and champion camel. So
okay,
he does have the 50 X-Men, but I think he wants to wait with fighting.
Yeah, this is like the worst time he can fight. He is fighting with non-champion X-Men against champion longswordsmen. It doesn't get worse than that, really.
He only lost 10 of them so far. He's delaying the fight nicely. And meanwhile, this raid is actually doing a lot of damage, I feel. 13 villagers are idle.
Kaban is actually doing what I said, making horsemen to give those camels some value. I saw some killed stables there. And the score is actually a little deceptive here because the army sizes are not too different. It's only the bank of Kaban that's giving him such a score lead. These camels, man, finally.
Yeah, so look at how nicely the X-Men champion are cleaning up this army, and he engaged a bit before the upgrade hit. So now this X-Men champion may be a nuisance for Kaban.
I mean, he does have archery ranges to build some bowmen, so...
Yeah, he's also transitioning into some horsemen, so you got 2 archery ranges here. So here's some stables.
Lots of horsemen.
Lots of horsemen in queue. Villager count 74 for Kaban against the 66 of Optimal.
Okay, that's still not too bad.
Yeah, Optimal's still in this game.
I think Kaban needs to start thinking of his late game gold income because he does have the water, so all he needs to do is just make a dock and make some merchant transports, because that swan ship has been sitting there since forever, uncontested. So we can just send a villager to build a dock there. But these camels are starting to get really annoying for Kaban. Optimal just not relenting with them ever. But we have a fight here.
Yeah, the rest of the army at home is getting demolished by the full force of Kaban. There's not many X-Men left. It's just a bunch of camels.
I think this would be a good time to make some chariot archer, to be honest. But yeah, those farms.
Yeah, he's actually adding some chariot archers, but he he constantly has a lot of units in queue.
Yeah.
Ideally, you'd only have 2 max units in queue, but it requires a lot more attention. But this is a lot of resources that are can't be used right now.
Yeah, it's especially bad with wood units, because if you just cancel some of your wood heavy units, you can instead make another building.
Oh, but the camels are coming back, flanking the few archers that are here, and the X-Men are actually doing quite a good job on the front line, I feel.
And they're fighting in a choky spot, so that extra area damage that the X-Men now have is getting a lot of value here.
A very equal fight. I think ultimately Optimal was able to clean this up. He's ahead in population by a little bit, but 63 villagers to the 69, still a little bit behind in villagers. Oh my god, there's a big raid going here on the right side.
I think that's the only source of gold for Optimal right now. He has no gold, except for that one.
Apparently he has 10 more outs there over here.
Oh, okay. So he's still good, He needs to add some priestesses. Does Kaban have any druids?
That's a good point. He's not making any more druids, but there are some war raiders
really
now.
Important, guys. It's really important, guys. You need to always make druids and priestesses of Ra. These are essential units for both Egyptians and Celts, and not having them makes a huge difference.
I like these counter pushes that the Optimal does with his camels. I think he has a nice amount of units here to defend this push.
Yeah, possibly.
The villager numbers are dying. Some farms are going down even, but I don't think Optimal cares much about losing one farm, seeing how many he has.
He does have a few spare ones, yeah. But these camels are so annoying. I can't believe being allowed to harass the backline of Kaban's base for so long. If I was him, I would just maybe put like 10 spears there and would be done with it. And that's not really what's happening. These camels are killing so many villagers. I think Kaban must be down to like 65 villagers by now.
Yeah, sitting at 70 now, and Optimal is cleaning up this force nicely and taking the lead in the population count. I think he's also a bit ahead in upgrades. Kaban is just getting his first few upgrades. Optimal is already getting his H3 ones. And now there's a full force crossing the map. Optimal's max population is getting some more upgrades. He did get this market line going. I think the swan ship can even hit us if it goes over here.
It can, if he moves it, yeah. Crimson asking in chat, what is the best unit to priest ratio? If you're asking about druids, last time I checked, druids can heal 8 units at the same time.
No, honestly,
9. 9? Okay.
Actually,
honestly, right. So 9, 8, 9 doesn't really matter too much, because I was gonna say that the training time on druids is slow enough for you to just keep making them for a while and just not worry about exact numbers. If you can just produce druids, even having if 1 or 2 extra druids is better than not having them, like Kaban's. I mean, like what's Kaban doing here. And for priestesses of Ra, I think I don't know. I wouldn't go more than 4, maybe 5 at the most. I think that's the most amount of priestesses you want in your fighting army. But it's really important to research the healing upgrade for both of those units, especially for the priestess.
And Optimal's army just got destroyed there, fighting under the fort. He didn't get the best position.
Oh man, those gold gatherers. They're tanking a couple of volleys from those.
There's 31 bowmen here, so a pretty big archer ball for Kaban. And he's pushing in, man. I think, I mean, Optimal currently has a lot of gold, but he has to rely on the market line for now to get gold. I think Kaban may be overstanding a bit here.
Yes, because that horseman is the only meat line in front of bowman, and now that he's dead, there's not much to protect these bowmen. And as good as bowmen are, if you don't have anything to protect them with. Oh wait, what was that caravan? I think that was a missed rally by Optimal. I think I saw a caravan moving out.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. The
trying to get gold, but this is not how it works, man.
Yeah, wrong. That's wrong. That's not how you gather gold.
This is how you gather gold. How much is he getting actually? 73 per trip. It's decent.
That's decent. Yeah.
And I feel like this army of Optimal is a lot scarier.
You don't see this kind of army often. Like, this is one strange comp Optimal has gone for this game.
10 chariot archers will do a lot of damage, and there's only a few Woad Raiders, so they don't think there's a Woad Raider flank coming in anytime soon.
I'm not sure how I feel about this move out by Kaban. His score might be fooling him a bit here, because a lot of his score is coming from his extra bank and also being behind in upgrades. Armor upgrades actually do a lot to your score. They deplete your score by quite a bit, and I think that's what's happening here. Because if you see, like, when they fight here, the army of Optimal actually prevails every time, and Kaban needs to be careful not to lose his advantage. I mean, he does have a nice market line set up. How much is he getting? I think it's like 60, 70. Maybe check one of the caravans.
It's only it's going to this town center. Only 56. I think you would build it on the other side and ready to this town center.
Yeah. I think that I always say that your 30C should be solely built for market rally point.
Actually, Optimal is just getting his first Pierce attack army upgrade, so I don't think he's that far ahead in terms of army upgrades.
We can easily check, just hover over a chariot archer, the stats. So he does have all armor upgrades and no pierce damage upgrades. Maybe check the camels too now to see if he has any melee damage upgrades, or the axeman maybe.
Yeah, he got the H3 one.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it in the queue. So there's a counter raid going on again. These camels.
Oh
I was trying to find them in the base of Optimal, but of course I should have known they're on the other side of the map.
Yeah. Oh man, this is crazy.
But Kaban is in the market line, and this is the last source of gold for Optimal.
Yeah.
Optimal is not really defending. So many caravans dying. It's only like 5 left.
Yeah, this is looking scary for Optimal, but he is having his camels destroying the base of Kaban, but Kaban is just right-clicking the army kit of care, and I wonder if that's gonna work against him, because you may snipe the market, but if you lose all of your bowmen at doing so, yeah, not sure. He didn't even kill the market yet.
These camels are still going.
Yeah. Now he finally pulls them back. But he didn't kill the market. He needs to right-click the market and finish started. 166 health on that market, and he didn't even die. Wow.
But after all of this, Kaban is ahead. He's sitting at 82 villagers against only 68 for Optimal.
Oof, yeah. That's not very good.
Slowly but surely, I feel like Kaban is pulling ahead in this game. Did lose a lot of his army there, but I think he will be able to make some more units. He has to maybe group them up a little bit before this force arrives. This fortress is also really nice. He got this gold mine from the middle of the map. He's getting the gold on the side. Doesn't have to rely on caravans just yet. And Optimal just really likes to fight under forts, I feel. It's just the third time this happened during this stream. Very nice bolt raider flank.
Oh wow, this is a DIY flank when your opponent turns his back to you. Yeah, I think Optimal needs to either mix in a couple elephants or add in some siege towers to deal with the fortress, because his RB is not built to kill buildings. None of his units do that.
It's basically just pure camels now.
Yeah, well, wow.
They are doing work.
How often do you see mass camels in Egypt versus Celts? I mean, it's showing that it's not very good, I guess.
That's working so far. I wouldn't be surprised if soon they are raiding again.
They will, but he's just losing so much. He cannot afford to take trades like that for so long. He's not as rich as Kaban right now in terms of economy, so Kaban just needs to finish walling this up. Yeah, those horsemen. I think those horsemen can beat those camels, maybe.
It's 8 against 10. Yeah, there's some Ward Raiders as well.
Yeah, definitely. He needs to move those bowmen out of his army selection. They're slowing them down so much. Oh, but now these roads, yeah. Those camels are not long for this world.
And Optimal's falling behind in population. He's still not able to re-max. Just have 100 villagers almost. There he goes. A pretty big market line. Needs to make some more units. Kaban is pushing in again. His camels are being cleaned up.
He's sitting in a caravan line of Optimal, and if he doesn't do anything about that very, very soon, it's not gonna look very good for him. Because he's already so low in resources, while Kaban is just swimming in all 4 resources, basically.
Yeah, Kaban doing a nice job to keep upgrading his army. He's getting some more army upgrades. I think he wants to make a lot more bowmen now. I saw him adding a lot of archery ranges. Lots of bowmen in the queue. He's going to send boat raiders to this market line. And so many villagers are here. Actually, there was a second market and a third market built, so even if he kills this one, it's not gonna matter that much. But the pressure is real on Optimal.
It is.
So Suomak in the chat is saying maybe we should expect a wonder by Kaban eventually on the island. Maybe the only way to beat Optimal is to get that wonder, build a merchant transport and travel to the treasure island and maybe clear some of the wood. Actually, I think a wonder would maybe fit over here already.
Yeah. It's still a long way away because Kaban is not even in H4 yet. So he needs to go H4 first, then build a wonder. But what's going on the right side of the map? I mean, next to the coast. I see some red spots there. Oh, it's just fishing boats. Okay. And that's F2 moving this one ship back.
Select all military hotkey. Yeah.
Classic. Yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah, it happens to everybody. So. And this is not a good fight for. Yeah, he needs to back.
It's a very nice choke for Kaban. There's 30 bowmen here in the back.
But
the X-Men are hitting the boat raiders though. A lot of boat raiders dying. It's hard to tell who is favored in this fight. But it looks like Optimal is staying maxed, producing some more units. And now there's no more tank line. The X-Men champion are hitting the bowmen.
Oh, there's the boat raiders though. I think it's ending quite evenly. But that fortress Optimal cannot break through that fortress without some siege units or elephants.
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised that neither player has gone to Edge 4 yet, having been in the game for so long.
Yeah, this is an absolute slugfest of a game. People in chat are asking, will this game ever end?
Yeah. Optimal says, yeah, I'm gonna end it right now. Streaming in units. They're still fighting under this fortress. I feel like this may not be the best place.
This fortress has done more damage to enemy units than that first fortress in Mario has done damage across all the history of Age of Empires Online. It's done so much damage. It must have killed at least 100 units by now, or maybe not 100, but like 50 overall. It's been such a good defensive spot for Kaban all this time. And look at this, Optimal just sending the camels out.
Here we go again.
Like,
it's a good point actually by Eri. This time we actually don't have a treasure island. It's connected to the outside world.
Wow, yeah. Must be a bug.
I must have clicked the wrong map.
Oh yeah, restart now. Yeah, we need to restart the map. This is not the treasure island.
Oh, very nice. I think he will be able to kill these markets, which will completely shut down the gold income for Kaban.
Yeah. And okay, Kaban is making more markets, but that's gonna I think what he should do is use the villagers to repair the market instead of building new ones. Okay, never mind. He lost his. I mean, he managed to kill the camels before they killed the market, but now Optimal is pushing on the left side again. But again, that fortress is just being so good. Just he cannot break through this point.
Yeah, 83 PS DPS is nothing to joke around about. Fish are slowly running out on the coast. Optimal is defending his market line with lots of towers. Kaban destroying his fish. I feel like there's lots of fish on this side still.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is a very nice surround by Optimal, killing the bowman.
Yeah, the axemen are getting mad value here.
I think at this point, like the...
Are those spearmen from Optimal being made? Or is it axemen? Yeah, axemen.
That's only axemen.
Yeah, it's too pixelated for me to see.
Yeah, at this point, both players have such a big economy that this could go on forever, unless either player just makes a play. Maybe bring in some siege.
I think
attack from this side.
Is starting to. I think Optimal is starting to tilt this in his favor. Because look at his bank now, he has a lot of resources. He just needs to find something to kill this blasted fort. And then he's gonna be able to push inside the base of Kaban. This fort really is one of the MVPs of this game.
I think it won't be long until one of the two players will go to Edge 4.
Maybe. I saw a big dip in the resources of Optimal. Did he put down a Temple Ata anyway? No.
He is making a siege workshop now.
Finally, some siege towers.
Would be great in killing this fortress.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw the dip as well, but I think he just queued some more units. All these towers, though. 8 towers here defending the market line.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty. Kaban is both players actually just streaming in units at this point.
I don't know what's going on anymore. I think these fights are just all looking very even.
I wonder though, are there any camels raiding anywhere?
No.
Or is that the first time Optimal is not present at the map with them? He is just sending them to yeah.
Everyone's just streaming units. This is like back in the Dragon Ball Z days where you just put your orb next to each other and just wait and see who's stronger, who's got the better economy. But I think Optimal...
yeah, feels auto-queue, man. It's like You have AOM auto queue and just right click on the middle of the map.
There is a siege tower coming.
Simulating mobile games. You know, there's a spot on the map where there's infinite creep spawning, and they don't really influence anything because they just cancel out each other. So somebody needs to make something happen. And I think that thing is that siege tower that's being made and sent by Optimal at the right side.
It's like if you're playing Call of Duty in the campaign and you stay in one spot, the AI just keeps spawning and you have to move on, otherwise you won't progress.
Yeah. It reminds me of Call of Duty 2, by the way. Do you remember they were Olympic champions of throwing grenades? Like, they would throw a grenade right beneath your feet every single time. It was incredible how accurate they were.
I think Optimal, the Olympic champion here, is finally going to take down this fort. Siege Tower has other business to attend to, but... And Kaban is actually resigning.
Wow! Oh my god, that's a really early resign. GG, I guess.
Yeah, it's only 39 minutes into the game. That's
Yeah, not even started yet. Wow, well played.
So Optimal advancing.
Hanging in there, man. Yeah, that was pretty good.
So we will have Zertan against Striker now, and whoever loses that match will face off against Optimal. Right, so update the schedule. Let's take a look at these game stats for such a long game. It was very equal.
It was. Yeah.
Reflected in the population count. Only at the very end, I mean, okay, Kaban, his army size was only down to 30 population of army. But I think he still had 88 villagers. I agree, it was kind of an early resign, even though we've been in the game for 39 minutes. Kaban was definitely not out of it.
Yeah, look at that. The difference was massive, but Optimal just didn't give up.
Kaban is saying, don't look at the idle villager graph.
Let's look at it then. Wow, okay, 40. That's not too bad. I've seen more. I've seen 50, I've seen 60.
Yeah, we can do better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, with constant fighting going on, it's really hard to ensure that all your villagers are working. Look at how close these units killed and units lost is. Very close game. Could have gone either way.
Very close.
So what do you think ultimately caused Optimal to win?
I think Kaban trickled out units too much and just didn't utilize his economic advantage to get to age 4 and make a final push with his army, with his upgrade advantages. And honestly, I don't even think he should have resigned when he did. It was far from over, I would say. And yeah, I don't know. I guess Optimal just annoyed him enough for him to tap out. But well done by Optimal. He hung in there.
Yeah, well played.
Well played.
Right, so we're moving on to the best of 3 stage of the stream. So we are now with a different starting map. It's